Hey team. Hope the weather and the conditions are great where you are. For me, it's a relaxing Saturday evening. It's quite late in the evening, actually, and I was thinking about some stuff. I was thinking about your shadow. Now, this is the skill that you didn't even know you were going to need to work on. You're not going to find this in any Agile book, no Scrum Master guide. This is the personal skill, the softer side, if you will, but I think it's one of the most important sides because when you're dealing with change as we are, you're frequently dealing with the human responses, the human emotions that impact someone's reaction to change. Our shadow refers to that aspect of ourselves that operates usually on autopilot, that we can't even see, hence the word shadow. But it's also called your shadow because it follows you everywhere. But the metaphor of it living in darkness, being attached to you, yet at the same time slightly behind and off to the side of you, carries the implication that it's going to be hard to see and it's going to be really hard to get away from. Here's some examples. Was someone unjust in their words today? Were they unfair or harmful or thoughtless in their delivery? Or is it possible that you're just bad with criticism? Were you really just observing, waiting for the right time, choosing your perfect words in some kind of exchange or maybe a meeting today? A place where your opinion would have counted, but you stayed silent because you were biding your time. Or were you scared to jump in? Were you more concerned about how you would look than the impact you needed to deliver? When it comes to taking your career to the next level, your personal growth, your development, your physical wellness, are you working on it? Are you again waiting for the right moment to start? Or are you scared to leap? Do you actively avoid the pain and discomfort of the unknown, of the difficult? Are there things in your life or your work that you feel are out of your league, out of your grasp, beyond your capability? Maybe it's something you'd like to fix with your team. Maybe it's something you'd like to fix about your company. Is it really out of your league, or do you just tell yourself that it is? Imagine what that would do to your potential. Imagine what that could do to your ascension. Imagine what that could do to your income. This stuff, the right side of all those statements, is your shadow work. This is about the tapes that you've been playing your whole life that keep you rooted exactly where you are. They keep you from getting to another level of skill. They keep you from getting to another level of accomplishment. What causes that? Do we even need to know? Do we need to know the why? Maybe it's good enough to just start with the what. So question your beliefs. What do you automatically accept? Here's a hint. Here's something that can really help you. Help me. Find situations where after it's over, you say to yourself, I wish I had. Maybe a tough meeting, you should have spoken up. I wish I had said something. Maybe there's a skill that you've been putting off learning. I don't know, maybe you'd like to start a stand-up comedy career. You'd like to learn to play the banjo. And you say to yourself, I wish I had started when I was younger. I wish I had started last week. Maybe you find yourself struggling with health or wellness concerns. And you say to yourself, I wish I had chosen differently. I wish I had known. I wish I had been more disciplined. I wish I had been more aware, more responsive, more reactive. Whenever you see a wish I had, that's a perfect opportunity to say, well, why didn't you? What was the choice that you did make? And what's the opposite, usually 180-degree opposite, choice that you should have made or wished you had made? So look back to that moment where you had a chance to take an improv class or jump up on a stage and you said no. Remember how that felt. Maybe there's a meeting where you should have spoken your piece and you didn't and you regret it. Remember how that felt. What choice did you make? Do you remember? What was going on in your head? What were you telling yourself about why not now? Why not today? Because if you can identify that moment, if you can identify that feeling, then you can elect to decide differently. Get it into your head now that if something similar comes up in the future, you will instead say, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to allow myself to take a risk. I'm going to say something and I'm not going to apologize for it in advance. I'm not going to apologize for it after. I'm just going to stick my neck out and say what I feel, say what I mean, say what I think. See, because it's not enough to work on your shadow. It's not enough to just know that it's there. You got to get rid of it. Or at least you have to be able to operate with the knowledge of its existence, knowing that you don't like speaking your piece, knowing that you're afraid to feel like you're not smart enough, not good enough, like you don't belong. You now know that it colors your actions. It guides your hand in moments where you don't really want it to guide your hand. It stops you in the moments where courage and certainty is required. So what are those tapes? They've probably been playing your whole life, and I'll tell you what, I don't know that you need to dig into where they come from. What you need to worry about is how can I operate around them? How can I shut those tapes off and insert new ones? If you don't identify your shadow, if you don't see it working on you, if you don't notice it when it happens, then all the rehearsal, all the practice in the world isn't going to help you because you're rehearsing the wrong performance. So you're going to deliver the wrong performance. You have to be able to see yourself making choices that you don't want and understand that they're trying to keep you safe. They're trying to keep you comfortable. But actually, safety and comfort comes at a massive price. You never get to extend. You never get to expand. You never get to lead. You'll never feel fulfilled. So you have to work on your shadow if you expect to grow as a leader. These are effectively blind spots for you. And if you can't address them, if you can't change them, if you can't detach yourself from the shadow, especially the ones that you can't even see, then you're putting an artificial box, an artificial fence around you and everything you do. And the solution starts with better questions. I hope this helps you guys. If you want to reach out, you can find me at badassagile.com, on Twitter at badass_agile, and on Instagram at badassagile. Always look forward to next time. Until then, stay badass.